Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, Home Sweet Classroom. If you are new, my name is Maritza and I am an elementary school teacher. Thank you so much for coming by and visiting and joining me here in my channel, Home Sweet Classroom. In today's video, I wanted to share with you some of my best tips or advice for parents who are looking for a smooth morning routine. I know, and you know, that mornings with children are so hectic and it's just sometimes very difficult to get them out of the house on time. So I did want to share with you guys some things that have been working for me and maybe that will work for you. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna be sharing with you some things that have been working for me at home with my own children, and maybe, just maybe, they'll work for you in your home. So my very first thing I wanna say is that routines are so essential. Just like in my classroom, routines, procedures are a must. Those are things you establish at the beginning of the school year, and they just work for kids. That's what they gravitate toward, and it just works, and everything is so much smoother when you have something established. So with my own children, I do the same thing. When you have a morning routine, they know step by step what they're supposed to be doing, everything runs so much smoother. Now, it's not just something verbal you have to do, you have to put it into play, maybe a visual, maybe something, maybe your children are auditory and they just learn better if you just tell them what to do. But I know I have one child who is more visual and one child who is auditory and visual, so some things might work for one child but may not work for the others. So keep that into mind when you are thinking about your children and what their needs are. So the very first tip I have for you is to prep everything the night before. Everything you can think of. That is lunches, that is your coffee. Mine is a mess, I gotta make my coffee in the morning. Try to prep everything the night before, everything you can think of. Set out clothes, set out the breakfast table, set out everything you can think of the night before. Things run so much smoother when you come to your downstairs or your living area, whatever it is, and everything is already set. One of the things that I have noticed that has been a big difference is that, well, homework the night before is laying around everywhere. Homework, backpacks, shoes, all those things are just everywhere in the evening. I don't know why, it drives me nuts. So before bed, I have my kids pick up their backpack, pick up their homework, make sure their shoes are in the right place, picking out their clothes in the night before, or maybe on a Sunday even. I have my daughter do this. So on a Sunday, she'll pick out most of her clothes for the entire week and then set them in like a cubby form. So that works for her. But if you have your children do that in the morning, everyone's just running around everywhere and it's complete chaos. So setting out the things that you need before, the night before, makes things so much smoother. So they just grab their backpack in the morning, grab their things in the morning, and they're good to go out the door. And nobody's waiting or running around and shuffling through things. And that's including myself. So I need my teacher bag. I need to make sure I have my wallet in there. I need to make sure I have all my things, my grading papers. So I make sure I set everything out the night before and everything's in one spot and not just laying around everywhere because, you know, I was ruffling through my things the night before. So that has tremendously changed the amount of time from 5 to 10 minutes to 2 minutes where we're just grabbing our things and heading out the door. So as I just mentioned about lunch boxes and lunches, I usually pack myself leftovers, but if my kids can't warm it up, then I pack them their sandwich and all that stuff the night before, or I set out things so that they make sure they grab it when they leave in the morning. But lunch boxes, oh my gosh, let's have a conversation about that because it is so hectic in the morning if we're making lunches. Maybe if it were a peanut butter sandwich, it'd go quick, but it saves so much time if you're making that lunch the night before. Either set the lunchbox inside the refrigerator or set the sandwich in the fridge and then like all of the snacks and stuff in the lunchbox so that they just grab those two things and put them in the lunchbox and you're good to go. But I just wanted to have that kind of conversation with you guys because I have saved about 10 minutes every single morning if I'm doing it the night before. I have to admit this happens like 2 out of the 5 days a week, just because I just don't get to the evening or I'm tired. But I can guarantee you I can see the difference between that night when I do it and the next morning when I do it. It's a matter of choice, because every single morning when I'm doing this, it saves so much more time. Recently, I got a lunchbox from momcozy, and I absolutely love this lunchbox. It's super cute. I usually just buy lunchboxes at the store, like those first ones that are advertised. I don't really spend a lot of time looking into them, but probably should. So they sent me this lunchbox and reached out to me about it, and I tried it out for a week, and I absolutely love this lunchbox. So I like that I can use it and that my daughter can use it, but she's been using it more often than I have, because, well, it has something that I really like, and it is this right here. This strap has saved so many falls of lunchboxes. So when she grabs her backpack and then she grabs her lunchbox, her hands are full. So I tell her, you know, you gotta make sure you shuffle your things correctly. Grab your lunchbox, grab whatever, your water bottle, and then grab your lunchbox. But sometimes they fall. So I love that there is a strap to this lunchbox, and look how cute this lunchbox is. It's a strawberry theme, and they do have another theme for boys. It's dinosaurs. It's super cute. Go and check it out. This is momcozy. It was super cute, and I love how effective this lunchbox is and how much you can fit in the lunchbox. Inside it's insulated, so it keeps your food either warm or cool, and it has a little sleeve on the end of it here for a water bottle or a I don't know, whatever you need to put in here. She puts her water bottle or a snack in here, and it's a little bit small, but it's small enough to fit something in it. So I like that, and it's super cute. And then it has this little pocket in the front, and I really like this because sometimes I give her money for like for a snack or for a whatever it is that she's gonna put in here. So I like that there's a little pocket and it zippers up, because things fall out, guys. Things always fall out. So I love that it has a little zipper to it. That's super cute. And it's also insulated, so if you were to put something that needs to be warm or cool, it could go in here and it'll stay warm or cool. And it has a handle, just in case you don't want to use the straps, you could remove them and just use the handle. And I like that it's small enough to fit in her backpack as well. Sometimes she doesn't carry it, or after school, she'll put it into her backpack and she doesn't have to worry about carrying it. So back to the topic of lunch boxes. These are so important to have a smooth transition in the morning, into daily routines in the morning, and lunch boxes is something that I highly recommend to do in the evening. Okay, so something else that I have listened to other moms talk about, as well as me, I'm guilty of it too, is waking up before my kids. I think it's really important to be able to wake up before your kids do. So I set an alarm for 4:30. I know that's really early, but I like to really take my time and get my things ready. Sometimes I even do some work in the morning, just those things that I didn't get to in the evening. But when I set my alarm at 4:30, it gives me 45 minutes to an hour to get ready, and then I wake up my children at 6 o'clock or 5:45 for them to get ready, and it makes everything so much smoother, because I am not getting ready with my children. They have needs, the baby has needs, and everybody wanting to get my attention in the morning while I'm getting ready takes away time from me, and I'm just not able to focus and like pick up my things, do my makeup, do my hair, and get my things myself ready. So having that little bit of time to myself, just to give myself time to get ready and not be worrying about everyone else, has made a really big difference. If you're looking for, setting your alarm would be the best way to get that started. So I set my alarm the night before, or Monday through Friday, so that I wake up before my kids, and then they have an alarm for themselves to get ready. So my son's really quick, so he doesn't need to actually wake up at the time my daughter does. But if you have an alarm for each of the kids, it makes things so much easier for them to get ready and get on time, getting up, showering, getting dressed, all that good stuff. So now that we're on the topic of time, having a clock visual for your children is really beneficial. So just like with my own students, I have the visual clock and the visual times where what time everything is, like lunchtime, recess time, reading time. So having a visual for each, for your children is something that could be really beneficial, so they understand when that clock turns at this time, we are leaving, or when that clock turns at this time, I have to be in the kitchen eating breakfast. Those kind of things help them really understand the concept of time. Like, there's a certain time I have to be done. So whether it's a clock or a alarm, digital clock, or it just depends on the child's age. But having a visual clock or timer, even a timer could work. Like, hey, I'm gonna turn this time around for 5 minutes, and it could be one of those sand timers. Really is helpful for them to understand when that time is up, I have to be ready, or when that time is up, I have to be brushed my teeth and gotten dressed. So those kind of things have really helped me with the transitions in the morning and just getting them going and being able to be on time for certain things. So once you've got your kids in the kitchen in the morning and you've gotten yourself ready and you're ready to go, one thing that I've heard quite often is having like a stations for breakfast. I thought this was an amazing idea. I have not heard it before, and I just thought it was really cool to have. So you can have a breakfast station, set out the table, set the utensils, set out the plates, and set out the cereal, for example, or set out the toast, the bread. Those kind of things you can set out in the evening so that they know I'm gonna grab one of each thing and then eat my breakfast and I'm good to go, instead of having them standing in the kitchen saying, I don't know what to eat for breakfast, if you're still getting ready or you're still getting your other stuff done. So I thought this was a really fabulous idea, having like a breakfast station kind of area, and I really think that will work in getting your children to get breakfast in a smoother pace than they would if they don't know where to get those things. Okay, so I think I've mentioned all of the ideas I had for you guys in having a smooth morning routine transition with your kiddos. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it useful. Please tell me down in the comments below whether some of these routines stood out to you or you're gonna try them out. I'd love to hear from you guys. If you are new to my channel and you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below. I'd love for you to join me here in my YouTube family community and home sweet classroom. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.